Come in. Who is it?
It's Amy.
Hey.
Nobody important.
Okay.
Just little old me. Knock, knock.
Yeah, come in. It's my meds right here.
Now you know you have a box of your albuterol.
Yeah, that got it.
Okay, just making sure you knew you had some.
Yeah, here you go.
All right, thank you.
Hey guys. Yeah, Hayden. They indefinitely suspended my Twitch. I just filed an appeal. That's what I was filling out. And Hayden, maybe being an internet, an internet celebrity ain't best for me. Maybe it's a sign from above. You know how I have my activist stuff where I'm very much active in the LGBTQ community, and with the recent violence happening, I need to move to peaceful activism and do something more constructive. And here anyway, if people want to help, they can go my PayPal link or my Patreon. And then the people that don't have money can watch without a bunch of ads. So really, my fans come first. People like you, Hayden, who are my very best friend, come first before money. Even if Twitch don't let me on, it's not the end of the world. You guys come first before money. Being here with my friends who care about me come before money. Money is just something, it's a piece of paper. Friends that enjoy my content are way more valuable than a piece of paper. You know what I mean? A piece of paper randomly printed, but yeah, if people, and then this will give a chance people to, be able to do what they can afford with our economy, or not be, if they can't afford anything to subscribe, they're not hit with a bunch of ads. So maybe this is the best. And the best way for me to look at my, people look at my content without, being put with ads. They can't afford, a subscription. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people suffering with the economy. You know what I mean? So, things, crap happens. And you gotta live with it and move on. I think that'd be the advice you would give me. S happens. SHIT happens. And I gotta move on. I can't dwell on bad things people do to me. I gotta move on. And I just been very much in a tizzy last couple of days. And, so yeah. Just not doing too well emotionally. I just kind of feel depressed right now. And I tried turning back to the Catholic Church, and it seems like they just don't want me, or they're just really acting like weird to me. So I don't know where that's going. And I try explaining to them that I'm just alone and I don't want to talk to. And I try to explain the reason I go into deep theological stuff is I don't fall for that Sunday school stuff. I read the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm into deep theology. And I don't fall into simple Sunday school stuff. I like studying deep theological stuff. And years of being rejected by many churches and receiving emotional abuse throughout my childhood, and some of it came from religious people I was trying to be a part of. When a religious person is rude to me, I explain to them, it gets a reaction out of me, and I explained to them that, deep down, if they really got to know me, I'm a nice person, but I do come off as scary people. But once they get to know me, they find out that I am the most loving, compassionate person they met. And yeah, I've just been through a lot. And I'm just sad, Aiden, you're best buddy. You're a very good friend. And yeah. I just don't know what I'm gonna do much. Let's see if my microphone's working. Yeah, just thanks. And if you want to help me, you know where my PayPal link is, and you can spread around. People can give whatever they can afford. You know, that subscription fee was a bit too expensive on Twitch for a lot of people with our economy. You know what I mean? Even if someone gets $2 or $3, that's all they can afford. That's all they can afford. We have a bad economy, and I don't want to put people I absolutely have no money behind a crap load of ads. And maybe it's a good thing. But I did appeal the Twitch thing, but they don't want me back. They don't want me back. That's their decision. But my audience and my friends who subscribe to me come first. You know what I mean? You guys come first, before, and I'm not gonna. And one thing I didn't like about Twitch anyway was there's people that are really struggling. They can't afford a subscription fee, and maybe it's just the cosmos telling me that, hey, I'm not gonna put people that don't have money behind a paywall not to be bombarded with ads. You know what I mean? Just under a lot of stress lately. That's all. But I could really use a visit from you to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? We just sit, talk. I got an Xfinity internet. You bring your PlayStation 5 down. Maybe you can download Fortnite or a game, and we can play maybe a game together, like, or, just chill and be good friends and have some good food and sit, and you just maybe sit in a chair in here and we talk and have someone to talk to. Just company, someone to talk to. That would be very nice. Deep down, that would be very nice. Is that someone to talk to? Some company from a good friend. My life is very lonely, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Me and my new squad got some battle royales. But if like I called Amazon and stuff. Then I explained my physical disability with the clothing thing, and I explained that. But I told Amazon, if they don't want me on their app, well, it's their private business. Well, fine, and it's their decision, and they don't want me on. If they think it's their discretion who they don't want on Twitch. But I have YouTube. And again, they put everyone behind a paywall that hits with ads, and we're in a bad economy. And really, I think it's unfair that people can't afford $5 or $10 are constantly bombarded with ads. That's putting my content behind a paywall unfairly to people. It should be up to them, but they can afford. There's some people struggling so bad they can't even afford a $5 subscription fee, and they shouldn't be put behind a paywall to be not to be bombarded with ads. So really, don't bother me. Shit happens, Aiden.
91. So how's it going?
Oh, She said just been under a lot of stress, but I'm doing better. Down coffee and coping. And I tried to talk to the church, and that didn't result well. I just don't know where else to go. And I just try to explain to them, and when they were rude to me, of course, since I suffer from PTSD, and it just didn't go well. And now I don't know what to
I
believe
can't reach you.
in. And pretty much, yeah, and I don't know. It's like, that's why I isolate myself in this town. It's like people are different in this town, aren't wanted. Mentally ill, they get harassed. Whatever, harassed.
It's true.
And the
You're not
churches,
wrong.
I bet you very much, she's not talking to a spiritual leader. She had one of the cops here. He's gonna come and escalate it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He'll probably come and instead of talking to a spiritual doctor, she had a cop there, and he'll be one of the hardest ass cops, and he'll escalate until he'll get to tase me or shoot me.
That's awful.
They escalate with a mental illness, tell them they get to shoot him. It's happened several times.
Yeah.
And if he does do that, I will pull a knife on him and take him out
You
before I
gotta
take.
check this again.
If the cop does escalate and he knows I'm going to shoot him, I'll pull a knife on him and take him out. So before he takes me out, so he can't shoot anyone else. If I know he's going to escalate and shoot me, I'll have a knife behind me and stab him right in the gut.
That sounds awful. I hope that does not happen.
And if I know he's going to put me in jail or I don't have my meds and I'll die a slow, painful death, I'll go at him, so I'll commit suicide by cop or die a slow, painful death in jail. Because I know they do to mentally ill people in prison system. So I will charge a cop and commit suicide by cop before I end up in prison. Do the church set me up?
I don't blame you, Josh. I really don't.
I would not want to end up in prison just because the church don't like me. I told my dad I'd rather commit suicide by cop and end up locked up or ran through this town.
Your blood pressure is really high today.
I've been very stressed out. That's why.
Yeah, you're.
I'm very stressed out. I've been very stressed out the last couple of
Let me
days.
try on your other arm just one
I've
time
been
here.
going through a lot of stress lately. That's why. I've been trying to, get some type of spiritual guidance or something, and
Do you have somebody that you can talk to?
I don't trust therapists. I was molested by a therapist in Southern Indiana.
So that makes it really, really tough. That makes it really, really tough. What about your dad? What's your dad think
I
about
was
that?
calling the church. He told me I was being a threat to society, and I'd call the cops at him on me. Like,
Well, that's not helpful.
and I told him I was trying to explain it. He said they don't want to talk to you, so why the fuck are you calling them? And I said, Dad, I'm getting upset. He said, if you threaten them, I'll call the police and have them all to let you all away. You're a threat to society. Why you do it? They don't want you around. Why the hell you call the Catholic Church? They don't want your type around.
Well, that's kind of a shitty thing to say.
My grandfather, Larry Rader, don't want nothing to do with me because I came out saying I was gay. He said, fine, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Well, that's awful too.
Yeah, I want you to spread around what he does to his family. You spread around town what kind of person Larry Rader's really like.
Man, that makes me really sad.
Yeah, I mean, he's all high and mighty, but there's a story. I'll go ahead and get out in the community. I only know about my friends. He molested my mom when she was younger, and she feared CPS would take us away. He had power in his community.
Absolutely.
And he said if she ever told anyone, the reason she fled to Southern Indiana, remember when she fled Southern Indiana? She was going to take us because he said if she ever spoke out, we would be taken so far away. And he used it, and finally one day, she said she came so fierce she wouldn't mess around us. And finally we were allowed around us, and I saw 10 grand of cash in a jar. He's paid off everybody. And I just can't keep it secret anymore. And he used to beat her until blood ran down her legs as a kid.
Horrible.
He is not the man the town thinks he is. He's looked at me at times. I see somebody, if you cross him, you're going to get hurt. If you make him angry, you're going to get hurt. So I see that look in his eyes that he would hurt you if he could. At times as a kid, he would look at us, and I knew that I would be hurt really bad. And I've always
he didn't
feared.
do what he said.
He was actually showing my brother's now dead and Dr. Blair's granddaughter pornography in their living room. And he managed to cover it all up. He's not the man the town thinks he is.
sad part about that is that generally seems to be the way things work with the world. People
Yeah.
just aren't what they seem.
Hmm.
It's hard to trust people anymore. That makes me really sad for you.
And I just now I have no family really, and I turned to the church, and they're probably talking to the police, and the cops gonna come and escalate it.
Well, I don't think that they'll call the police as long as you're not threatening them.
I'm not. I just come off as, odd because I'm upset. Because I'm depressed, and
Yeah.
they were rude when I questioned some things because I knew it. But I told them deep down, if you get to know me, I'm the sweetest person. But I come off as strange because of my disabilities.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're strange. I think you're a perfectly nice guy.
Yeah, but they think I am, and it's just I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry you're having a tough time, hon.
It's really driving my blood pressure up.
Yeah, your blood pressure is definitely up. I'm gonna use your garbage can. Do you need anything, honey, before I go?
Just maybe some water and a glass of iced tea make me feel better.
Glass of iced tea. All right, buddy.
And it's just that. Like I had a friend that was dying of AIDS, and I relied on my grandpa for money, to pay my bills and eat in Southern Indiana. And I was gonna move to Marion and help my friend Jason get back on his meds so he'll live instead of dying of AIDS, a horrific death. Grandpa said if I helped my friend Jason, he would cut me off, not talk to me anymore. And it's just because of Jason's sick lifestyle that he should die and suffer. And awful. Also, I was gonna marry my fiance Matt down in Southern Indiana. Grandma actually said she will, and they both said they will not support their son's FAGGOT lifestyle or marriage that they'll disown me and cut me off. So they use their money to make me now lonely in life and not have any friends. That's why I live in isolation, is to preserve the family name. That's why I have to live in fear, because they can do anything to me if I ruin that family name. And it's happened before, and I endangered that family name. I've been put in institutions for endangering the family name. They threatened to have me lobotomized. In fact,
Oh my gosh, do they
my
even still do that anymore?
mom, mom,
You don't have
mom,
any
mom,
life, sweetheart.
my mom said, was seeing me a psychiatrist when I was a kid, and of course had pissed off my grandpa and some other people, and the psychiatrist was really there talking about lobotomizing me to cover up the family secrets because I was trying to talk to therapists, and the therapist told my mom, and they were plotting a lobotomy, but mom thought it'd be too far at the last minute. I guess I was telling too many family secrets, so they were plotting to lobotomize me like Joseph Kennedy did his his daughter.
That's wild. I didn't even think they were allowed to do that kind of stuff anymore.
That was in the late '90s.
Even then. I didn't
Right.
think that's,
And they were going to have me lobotomized to cover up the family secrets.
oh, that's despicable.
Yeah.
Despicable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you keep speaking your truth, buddy.
Mm-hmm. But I have nobody. I mean, my dad, but when he dies, I'll have nobody. My whole family up here wants nothing to do with me. Nobody does. So I'm different. All I have is my dad. They don't even call me or anything. They'll talk to me a little bit, but that's it. They don't come over or nothing. And I'm always alone. You still here?
Yeah, I'm still.
I'm always alone because that side of the family don't recognize me.
I was going to ask you. So, what would you do if they came over? Would you enjoy that?
Yeah, but I'm really it's been so long that I just don't know. Grandpa's getting older, and Pam's busy taking care of him. It's now too late because he's older.
Yeah.
He hardly walk. He's gonna retire. He can't walk, and he used that money to intimidate me my whole life. And now I'm dying alone.
Well, you've got me, bud.
You know what I mean? Not dying with a significant other and all that.
I know.
And he forced my Aunt Pam to have an abortion. She got pregnant by a guy who's like 18 or 19 when she was 14. And he took her over to Illinois and forced her to have an abortion. And that's the family secret, that he would not allow it to embarrass the family that she would have a child before marriage. And he took her across state lines secretly and forced her against her own will to have an abortion. So there has been abortions in my family.
That's just insane.
Because when one of the daughters had a child out of wedlock, he forced her to have an abortion not to ruin the family name.
That is insane to me.
Hmm.
I don't know how anybody can force somebody to do that.
So I lost a potential cousin back in the late 70s, early 80s, because Grandpa didn't want to be shamed. So of course, when I and they told me people like me shouldn't even be married at all. There's been females I want to marry, and they said people like me with a feeble mind should not reprocreate.
Ugh.
They said people like me do not deserve to get married. People that are feeble-minded, they do not deserve to be married or reprocreate. It pollutes the gene pool.
Well, I believe that at all. That's a bunch of horse shit.
Hmm. And now I'm alone, pretty much like no kids, no significant other, just dying here, just laying here alone. And when my dad, well, when my dad goes, well, you know what I mean. When my dad goes, I'll have no family practically because of what happened with my grandpa's control over me. I feared him all my life. And it was that money that I depended on to survive that kept me from being myself or ever being happy truly. There's always that common intimidation that he would put me in a position. He used his money to keep family secrets and everything happened was his money and his influence over town members that would have got me put into CPS where God knows what happens to those kids, and he'd probably allow his grandkids to be raped if she ever attempted to expose him. He would send his grandkids off to be raped in a foster home. Me and my brother to punish his daughter, her daughter, because speaking out would know her kids are being abused in foster care. He would attack his own daughter's children, his own grandchildren, to get back at his daughter if she ever came out that he abused her as a child. He would hurt her by going after her children. And that's a deep family secret and why mom got the heck out of here. If you notice why my mom left with a guy who may not have a too good a name out on farmer who kind of roughed me up. I was hanging with the wrong crowd in the early 90s here in Huntington, and things were starting to go wrong. I wasn't eating much because Dad didn't have a good job. I dealt with Alan's crap rather than stay here in town with what I seen was happening. My brother's friends going to prison and all that, and that's why I moved to Southern Indiana. I would not stay in this town. I'd endure what I was like 11 years old. I said, look, I have 7 years ago. I'd rather spend 7 years with Alan than stay in this town and end up in prison or worse.
Well, it sounds like you guys made the right choice.
That was my decision at 8 years old. I was 10 years old. I said, I'd rather spend 8 years living in a bad situation at home with a stepdad than to stay in this town. And I was getting with the wrong crowd and stuff. I said, heck with it. Most of my brother's friends now, when they didn't leave town, are dead or in prison because of the way this town is. And that's why I never leave the house in this town.
All right, my dear. I gotta head out.
Mm-hmm.
So I will see you next week. If you need anything in the meantime, you call me, okay?
Yeah, my dad just gets upset and I try talking to him.
Well, you gotta have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, he just says I'm bringing it on myself.
You know, you've got both your kitties out here in your Pakistan chairs.
I know.
They look really cute.
But yeah, the family was willing to go to lobotomy to shut me up.
All right, bud. I'll see you next week.
All right.
Call me if you need me.
Bye.